Alright, so here's how we're going to do our cell dye tonight. We've got 3 colors. This is Prochem, Prochemical and Dye, and this is Flag Blue. You can find these on their website, prochemicalanddye.com. I never knew the name of it. Then this is Radical Red, and this is Neon Lemon Zest. So those are the 3 colors we used for the other disc. And what we're dyeing today is a what is this, a Star? Yeah. This is a Star AVR X3 white. So this should take dye really well, and we're going to set it off to the side because we don't want to get any splashes on it. Alright, so this is just a half of a teaspoon of each color. It's not rocket science. I usually try to get it pretty level, but I ain't too worried about getting it exact. And then I just clean that off so I don't get any cross-contamination. Really, the biggest deal for cross-contamination is the neon lemon. Alright, and then I know a lot of people say a lot of stuff about the acetone, about how much to use, and people are always really concerned about that. I just kind of pour until I've got a pretty good amount in there. It's not, I don't ever measure. I just pour just a little bit, and then just mix it up until it's dissolved. I may not have enough in this container to finish. I think I do. And then you can use any 3 colors that you want, but I thought the primary colors would be cool because the primary colors make all the other colors, so I figured we'd get, you know, green and purple and orange in the disc, which we did, so that was not cool. So then this is Flood brand Floetrol, latex-based paint additive. So you're just going to do about an ounce of this. I always pour a little bit more than an ounce in the cup because it's not all going to come out. And then I don't worry too much about getting every last drop out of the cup a little bit faster that way. And again, as long as you're doing about the same per jar, doesn't really make too much of a difference. You're going to want 3 different stirring sticks, 1 for each color, or however many colors you decide to do, and also 3 different jars. If you don't have jars, use glass. Plastic is not very good for the acetone. Some plastics get eaten up alive by acetone. That would be really bad. The other thing is, if you don't have jars and you don't want to go buy expensive mason jars, go to Aldi, buy some salsa. It's like $1.29 for a jar of salsa. Eat the salsa. Clean the jars out, and you got some really nice jars.
Just drink the whole thing of salsa.
Just drink the salsa. Alright, and then you're going to do, this is just Elmer's school glue. You can buy this on Amazon or Walmart. It's actually cheaper at Walmart, at least it was last time I bought. You're going to do 3 ounces of this per thing. So again, pouring a little more than the 3 ounces. And I'm not mixing out the Floetrol between different additives. I'm just, you know, they're all going to the same place.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
I have a little wood shop, so I've just been using little pieces of wood scrap for my stirring sticks. Popsicle sticks work really good, which is where I got the idea to just use wood scraps. I had those laying around. So, then you're just gonna mix this stuff up really good. This neon lemon zest is really weird. It's got like green chunks in it, so you really got to mix it up. Mix this one up really good. That looks pretty good. You don't want to do too much acetone, because if you make a cup of, like a half a cup of acetone, and you try to mix it in with all this stuff, you're gonna get water, and that's not what you're going for. You want kind of a paste, a liquid paste. Make sure you scrape off the bottom. That dye likes to sit on the bottom. This isn't looking as dark blue as yesterday's, but I guess it's about the same as that. Also, make sure you have a lot of paper towels, because if you've never done this before, it's very messy. You're gonna get dye everywhere. So do it in a place where nobody's gonna get mad at you. And most of the time I actually mix between adding the Floetrol and the glue, but I kind of realized it doesn't really change a whole lot. It does kind of take down your stirring time, or it doesn't really change your stirring time overall, but it spreads it out so your hand doesn't get as tired. Give this another stir. I got some on the bottom there.
Sides there.
I actually think stirring between the Floetrol and the glue actually helped it not settle so much on the bottom. So yeah, stir between every step. Every time you add something to the jar of dye, stir it. Not the end of the world if you don't, but a little bit more labor. This red looks really pretty. All right. Now for the part that really helps with the cells is 100% silicone oil. You can get this stuff on Amazon. It's Pyxis acrylic pour oil, 100% silicone. That's all you're looking for, is that 100% silicone. So you just take it and I put 3 drops, literally 3 drops. And I kind of try to go in a triangle pattern. So 1, 2, 3. I come over to the next one. 1, 2, 3. People say not to use much, but so 3 drops seems to be the max. And then you literally stir 3 times. 1, 2, 3. The more stirring you do, theoretically, the smaller the cells. 1, 2, 3. So I do 3, that seems to be pretty good. 1, 2, 3. Alright. Now, you are ready. You gotta have another jar, a bigger jar. One that will hold all 12 ounces plus. And you want something with a really good flat top. You want something that's the opening is pretty much the same size as the rest of the jar. So like these, they taper. That's probably not going to be very helpful, because what you're going to be doing is putting these in layers, taking I use a pan or your Frisbee or whatever. You're going to take the pan, put it on top of your jar, flip it over like this, and you're going to let it out, and all the dye is going to make the pattern that you get. So then what I do is take my stirring stick out, set it aside for a minute, and you're going to take your thing and you're going to pour on the edge of your jar just a little bit, about that much. Alright, and you're going to hold your jar. I should have taken the other stirring sticks out. I have my hands free. And you're just going to keep doing that. Adding you want to do about the same amount for every color. You're going to try to keep it pretty even. Again, it's not rocket science, but that's kind of what you're aiming for. And you want to do the same pattern over and over again. That seems to be really important with all cell dye techniques, is maintaining your pattern. I also feel like the more layers you do, the smaller the cells get. That is total theory. But I've done a few of these now, and that seems to be the case to some extent. I like bigger cells personally, so I like to pour it in a little bit. Looks really cool in the cup when you're doing it. It's one of my favorite parts. Alright, then what I do, once it's basically done pouring out easily on its own, is I set them down, I get my stirring stick, and then I try to just scrape as much as I can. Alright. That's good. Blue. Okay. Now for the magic. You're gonna take this, like I said, you're gonna put your pan over it. I highly recommend a pan. I went to like a thrift store and I got this for like $5. So you're gonna take it, and you're just gonna push them together, flip it over. Now the guy I watched learn this from, he did this. Set it down and just pulled. And then I try to like run off my extra material on the edge just so that I get it in there so that it fills up the pan a little bit. And then you wait, and you have to wait probably about 15 minutes for your cells to really come all the way through. And then you just you put your disc in there, and I let them sit a minimum of 12. I let them sit a minimum of 12. Some people say less. I do not heat. Oh, I use a torch to get rid of the bubbles. So that's the other thing. You can see there's a bubble forming right there, and there's bubbles all over the place. Some of that really helps with the cells, actually, because when they pop, sometimes you see other colors come up. So once I wait about, I don't know, a couple minutes, I'll torch it, pop all the bubbles. Then I'll wait another couple minutes, and then I'll torch it again, and then I'll usually float the disc right after that. So yeah, we'll see what it looks like.